the hood healer, Mr. Kamar Carter, your health and wellness coach. Peace, y'all.
All right.
Man, what's poppin', Milltown? 414, stand up, north side, let it do what it do. It's your boy. It's the world-class smart ass in the building, trying to get everything together. Got a real blurry look on my YouTube. I hope you can see it. I hope it clears up. If not, we're just going to have to make it do what it do. Sure. As we normally do, man. Outlaw Radio on a Saturday night. The rundown. It's been one of those kinds of weeks where we just want to go back and review and have a little retrospective. Maybe it's something you still have, but you feel a certain way about that you want to discuss tonight as we close the week out. I hope you're getting ready to go out somewhere and have a good time and do what it is that you do on Saturday nights. We always have a great time here.
Yes.
I want to echo my brother here. We appreciate all the support. The mill is support, man. I want y'all to keep it up.
Real talk.
Chime in, become a part of the show, man. You know, this is we like to try and create a platform for Black men to be able to have a place to go, have a sit down, have a powwow, allow us to pontificate for a second on what's good. Holler at 3041 North, 414-810-3131. Milwaukee's only urban country club, Black owned. Too black to be strong, too strong to be black, to all that. Right. So you know how we do it, man. We support Black businesses.
We do.
Shout out to Chef Monique Brown, who provided the delicious crab boil a couple weeks ago that we so graciously destroyed on the air. Shout out to Nature's Nature Herbs in the building, my brother right here, the holistic healer, the Black woman's lover, the Black man's brother, right?
Children's teacher,
right.
The hood healer,
AKA the medicine man.
Yeah, let's get it,
yeah, man. We try to cover the whole gamut here, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Saturday, we always close the week out. And sometimes I like to just be a little bit, like I said, I like to be a little bit reflective. And then I like to see by the end of the show if we actually learned something from what just happened this past week. It was a beautiful week. First of all, every week is beautiful to be Black. It's always great to be Black.
Yeah, sure.
What's poppin'? Wayne Richards, my homie, up in the Twin Cities, man. My brother right there. But you know, first of all, this week is historic because it was the beginning of the chicken wars, the chicken sandwich wars, right?
Oh.
Yes, the chicken sandwich wars. I said it right. A fried chicken sandwich has totally set America on his heels, right? So, you know, we want to talk about that. We want to talk about Jay and the NFL and all the backlash from that. On my hip hop snob night, I want to talk about Lord Jamar and Eminem and Royce the 5'9". It's a war of words going back and forth with that. You know, 2020 is coming, so it's always a week where you can talk about the foolishness that you saw our politicians engage themselves in. That always goes as it goes, right? So it's the rundown, man. Tonight, you know, just looking back over this week and reviewing some newsworthy items and letting everybody kind of say what they got to say so we can move on from them, man. How y'all brothers doing tonight, man?
All right.
Can't complain.
Yeah, man. Brother Talk to Teach out on the town last night, painting the town red. We didn't shout out Brother Dante Chestnut with DAMG ENT. And you was with him last night. You did the whole hip hop week thing. Talk about that for a second.
Yeah, man. We got a hip hop thing, hip hop week going on here in Milwaukee, man. There was some historic stuff going on. They gave awards to some of the people, man, that helped shape hip hop, you know, back in the day. A lot of old school, but you know, even like to DJs and stuff like that, man, and it talked about how Milwaukee, you know, influenced hip hop in different ways, man. That we, some of which a lot of us didn't even know about, man. So that was cool learning that. Then they had some hip hop artists there, man. Some old school cats. Devin the Dude, man, was there. He had a nice set. Who else, man? Face. I left before Face was coming, but Twister was somebody else, man.
He was there.
Yeah, man. He did his thing. He was a soldier too, because apparently he fell off the stage.
That was Mystical who fell off the stage.
Yeah, and then what I said, did I get it wrong?
Twister.
I'm sorry. You know what? No, yeah, Twister.
Okay.
Right there. I misspoke. I meant Mystical. I misspoke.
I watched all your videos.
I meant Mystical. I'm sorry. I misspoke. So yeah, he fell off the stage, man. So he was he was kind of hobbling.
Danger.
Hey, but he still did his thing, and his audio was on point.
Look, shout out to Milwaukee, man.
Yeah.
And we're the only city.
Khalif Rainey.
And Khalif Rainey.
Hey.
And the city footed the bill for some of this.
Yeah.
So we're the only ones who did a hip hop week. Dave Mays The founder of the
Hey,
Source
listen,
was
man,
involved.
they represented us so dope
Yeah.
on the Breakfast Club,
Yeah, no
man.
doubt. Yeah.
They represented us.
And
dope.
from what I heard, Baby Drew got some honors there. People gave him his accolades.
Yeah.
So shout out to
He
them.
deserved it.
Rarely do they do this shit right, but this is something that they did.
And
right.
it wasn't no cooning, right? Because they called Milwaukee out for being segregated, and you know what I'm saying. They spoke the truth and still celebrated, man. So that was done. It was real classy, man. We had a good time, man. And shout out again, man, to Dante Chestnut, brother.
Man. Yeah. So shout out to you, though. You represented.
Yes, sir.
You represented Outlaw Radio, what we do here, very well. Because every little caption he was saying. First of all, it's Outlaw Radio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
and I know Jason ain't never been in no gang like I have. So that's the first thing you learn when you're in a gang. You got to throw it up first. When you say, first of all, let me shout out to the East Side. You know? So shout out to you, man. Big up to you and brother Dante. It's a beautiful look for the city. It's one of those situations where instead of looking for something to hate, find something to love, right? Instead of always looking for the bad shit, look at the good shit, right?
And this was easy because, as far as I know, it wasn't nothing but peace, right? You know what I'm saying? And so it worked out.
And I'm really salty I missed Devin. Look, I'm a tremendous Devin the Dude fan.
Yeah,
all the way back to Odd Squad.
Yeah,
I'm the one who brought the Odd Squad
Dude shoot.
to the
Dude shoot.
Oh my God. He like that. Right?
Hey, fucking over yo for sure. Pussy trying to get some old pussy.
End up with no pussy. Man, coffee.
Right there.
Man.
Take it back.
And he's a fellow RC junkie like myself. He's in the studio. You see, I'm an RC nerd with the remote control cars, radio control cars. Hobby grade. Not no Walmart. No. It's a shelf full of money sitting over there.
Real talk.
So yeah, man, it made me feel good. And I could let my guards down. I'm not as on edge tonight because I feel like one thing we do here is we get to say what we want to say about all these issues. And now we can close the door on this week after the show, of course, and move on and get ready for the foolishness that's coming because it's just only getting started, right?
Oh, absolutely. But before we do, and you touched on it, but before we do,
the chicken sandwich.
I gotta ask black people about the chicken. Because I got a question. I really want to know, black people. We can't keep a valid driver's license, right? But we don't want to go to the DMV. We don't want to stand in them long ass lines. Right. But for some chicken, right? We don't want to go to vote and stand in them long lines and go to the poll, right? We won't get up but for some chicken.
Right.
Some chicken. No common council meetings where laws and ordinances go, you know what I'm saying? We don't want to go to that stuff. We don't want to, but we'll go for some chicken. Right?
Have you tasted the chicken sandwich?
Listen, I've eaten chicken for a long time, bro.
Shit can't be that good.
This is what I'm saying. Unless they sprinkling crack on the chicken, man. I'm not going to stand in these. Have you seen?
What was the marketing strategy?
I have no idea because I found out it on the last show.
Well, this is the phenomenon, right? That Popeyes decided, instead of us putting this big, allegedly, this $20 million campaign together to promote the chicken sandwich on social media is where it starts. And then once it hits the stores, because you notice there's still no commercial for the chicken sandwich, right?
Right.
But
they don't need it.
Well, of course you don't now. But once it hit the restaurant, and the scary thing, shout out to anybody out there who's had the chicken sandwich. Let us know. Because have you had it?
No.
Okay. You haven't had it?
Hey, but I've heard a lot of mixed reviews and all that.
Well, that's what scared me into trying it, because every time I see somebody try it, they take a bite and they be like, oh. And I'm like, whoa, that's crackish.
I'm gonna tell you what scared me.
Crack, but it's crackish.
Hey, let me tell you what scared me. Where the fuck is all these chickens coming from?
Well, yeah.
Where is all these chickens coming from, man?
Right. Well, I don't,
all the wings, everybody buying, they got all these pieces of chicken, whatever that is, or whatever it is.
Right, whatever it is. But apparently it tastes good, man, because I'm telling you, people been getting down on the chicken sandwich, man.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
Hey, Aaron Brown said it's phenomenal.
Right.
I just seen black people just act a fool.
Yeah, man.
Over some chicken.
Man.
I'm sorry. No,
they fed this that stereotype, man. They just.
No, I haven't had it, right? So, man.
And then everybody watching the show like, wait, there's two fat dudes on the show. I know one of them had the chicken sandwich.
Yeah, one of them did.
Right.
It wasn't this one.
It wasn't me. I didn't eat it. Look, I'm scared. First of all, I'm not into waiting a whole hour to have a chicken sandwich.
Who waits in line for a chicken sandwich?
Right. So and more importantly, the way people were reacting to it, it kind of made me say, "Nah, I don't think I want to do that, man," because I mean, if it's
You
that
might
good,
like it.
right? I might like it, right? Like you see me on the show,
Hey,
like he was
Wayne
already
Richards.
big. He getting bigger and bigger.
Hey, Wayne Richards say, best chicken. No, that was Aaron
That's
Brown.
Aaron.
Aaron Brown said best chicken sandwich I ever had. Wayne Richards say I ain't messing with it. It's effing chicken.
It's effing chicken. It's a fried chicken sandwich.
It might be chicken.
And it's crazy.
This shit might not even be real, man.
I think it's real chicken.
Listen, if it's doing you like that, ain't no chicken ever made me go.
All these every Popeyes is sold out.
I'm telling you,
all the chickens is dead.
They fighting all over the country. And my guy Aaron Brown said, "Kev, you gonna love it," and he put it all in capital letters. Like, I know you, brother. You're gonna love the chicken sandwich. Hey, it's crazy. Crazy out here right now.
I ain't gonna kill nothing or let nothing die.
Oh my goodness, man!
You're gonna talk him into waiting that line.
And then black people always trying to steal each other's joy. Black people, we mean. Y'all stop with that mean shit. People out there, man, living their best life with this chicken sandwich. Black people, I hope y'all line up and vote like you did for the chicken sandwich.
Oh, yeah, right.
Hello. Now, what you should be demanding is that they give away chicken sandwiches at the polls, and black people will be there.
They'll be there.
Vote and get a free chicken sandwich.
We're still trying to make sure we can use our IDs to vote. I mean,
right,
come on, like
right.
You know, they got a whole lot of trickery going on.
Leave them chickens alone.
For real, leave them chickens.
I'm gonna try the chicken sandwich though eventually, but I gotta wait for the hype. I gotta wait for it to die down.
That shit ain't chicken.
Right. Well, I don't know.
I don't care what y'all say. It can't be how all the Popeyes in the country sold out of to be selling out of this shit.
So you saying where is they now getting
where
the chicken
getting this
from?
shit from, man? Okay, maybe there was chickens in the beginning. Like, what are they now?
We got a food conspiracy theorist on here.
This time it ain't me. It ain't me.
What is it made of, brother?
Like Arby's say we got chicken sandwiches too.
We got the meats. Right. So you
for sandwiches.
And McDonald's and I seen somebody put up a meme, man. I'm telling you, the internet has no heart. Somebody put up a meme with a picture of Colonel Sanders, and he said, "Fuck y'all." I said, "Oh no, they done got the Colonel mad."
This shit been fake.
Right. Yeah, KFC been garbage.
This shit been fake.
Yeah, man. So it's stuff like that happens during the week. First of all, I think we need a break sometimes, right? Like, because cats like me who are really heavy socio-political, and that's kind of like the perspective that I take on the show. I know my brother here is like a more militant, hardline, black nationalist type of cat, and then my brother down here is like
a fuck about politics.
Right, you got a different temperature. You about health and wellness and herbs, and I get mad. This brother, and believe this, is people who watching the show and say, "Is that bull?" Yeah, it's bull, but this ain't the old bull y'all know. I'm mad. Bull sitting there talking, brother, listen to me. Vibrate on a different color. Focus on the spectrum of the consequence and the kaleidoscope of it. I'm like, bull, get that shit out of here, man. Get out, son. Get that boy out. So yeah, man. And it's a perfect balance. So I think we do a pretty good job of representing. You know,
that's what I love about this panel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we got three different kinds of black brothers right here. Positive black brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? In all aspects. You know what I mean? And intelligent in every area that we're in. You know what I'm saying?
Don't get it twisted, though.
We got a black man up here for every one of y'all except you fuckboys.
Right. And pause when you say for y'all. Pause.
You know
not like that.
Right.
You won't win today.
I'm talking about somebody that's like you.
I know.
Just like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Beautiful thing, man. I'm happy that you know the way things lined up. So I was able to get the right brothers on here with me so I can execute my vision. That's what's up. And I know it's real because I see y'all responding to it.
Spiritual shit. That's how the universe works.
See, I told you. There you go. Talking about the kaleidoscope, brother. You know what was dude name on In Living Color that you get locked in the cell with? He's hold on. Let me coach.
Red fish, blue fish. Oops. Out of time, my bacon smelling fine.
Right. Yeah, man. So I hope y'all recognize that, man, and chime in. Let us know how y'all feel about these issues. Oh yeah, P. Reynolds, I see you, man. He said he didn't forget about me. Shout out to my boy Reynolds. I want to say his real name, right? P. Reynolds. He's in the chat room watching. Hey, I heard your boy Clown, man, last night. I heard little PJ Clown. I heard he had to put about a 300 piece on him in his first freshman game. And you know, he came through the little pee-wee thing that I coached. So good kid, man, and a phenomenal football player. I'm trying to tell y'all, watch out.
Who?
This boy Pernell Reynolds, we call him PJ. He goes to Waukesha Catholic Memorial.
You know what? I seen some on Facebook about him. His mother.
Yeah, because she's my friend. She put some of his highlights up. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember who it was.
Mm-hmm.
She's my Facebook friend too, and she had put them highlights up. He caught a bomb, burnt the shit out of somebody.
Tell him, boy got skills. I got to see it firsthand last year. If he stay on his path, and I know,
say he scored all 8 points.
P-Nell, I know P-Nell, like, what you mean if he stay on his path, right?
Hey.
I got a size 14 and guarantee stay on his path.
Jason, he scored all the points.
Yeah. He's nice, man. He's nice, man.
Yeah, that's what's up.
So he's up on
all the points.
But look,
they got eyes on him.
It's one of them things where it ain't hard to see, especially for a black man, you know, as father. See, and that's the thing. That's another thing we like to deal with on the show is stop letting them tell you that it ain't no black fathers. My man right here, his little C sitting over here. Mine's is upstairs. Yours is at home. Brothers is accountable for their kids, man. Ain't no baby mama drama, none of that. It's smooth sailing, man. And I see that my boy, Pernell, that's his dad. You can tell that's his daddy. Get great relationship.
Yeah.
Nice kid. A yes sir, no sir type kid. Easy to coach too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I coached him last year. I said, man, I wish I had 12 of these dudes, right?
Yeah.
So shout out to little PJ, man. Get your money, man.
Young brother.
Get your money, man. Do what you got to do, man. Get ghosts, as they say. Hey, football saved my life, man. So I always give it up when a brother got them skills in the hood, man. You get out there and get it done. What else happened this week? Well, we got to talk about the Jay-Z thing, man. Like, you know, and this deal went all over the place and it was leaked information and everybody had something to say about it. And, you know, I think the greatest thing that was said about this whole thing is let's just see how this plays out. Like all the different scenarios that we heard, all of that different stuff, we kind of jumped to conclusions. Then we found out, well, Jay, he's not getting a team. He is getting a team. Me and my brother Bull over here probably said it best last Thursday night. Check that show out. Shout out to Key Minor as well. Our sister, our estrogen. She'll be back next Thursday.
Shout out.
Peace.
But we both said, you know, it's not going to change my life one way or another, right? Like if Jay gets a team, it's not going to change my life. If he doesn't and he, you know, gets on his sellout shit, it's not going to change my life. So see it, recognize it, move on. I got bigger fish to fry.
And it is a bad look. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. That's a very bad look for him if that's how he keeps. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Go ahead, bro.
One of the things that I hear you say all the time, right, is if we have people, politicians or people that expect something out of our community, votes or whatever, support, whatever, right? You say all the time, I got the right to ask you, what is your agenda?
Yes, sir.
For black people, right?
Yes,
What's your plan, right?
Yes, sir.
So why don't Jay fall under those guidelines? If you there to represent us in some kind of way, some strange way, I don't know who gave you permission to speak for all of us, and say what we passed and so on and so forth.
All of a sudden you become, you know, black delegation.
But if you've become that or whatever, why are you above us questioning you and expecting you to have a plan? Why do we have to wait for him and see? Why can't he tell us his agenda? Why can't he tell us his plan for the black community in this particular instance as it pertains to the NFL?
I would say this. You're correct. You're correct. But when we talk about a man who's making a deal and supposedly things are supposed to come from the deal, it's just like I referenced. Hold on, the social justice aspect and all that. And I referenced the Obama thing with the what was it? My Brother's Keeper. When it came out, we questioned and said this doesn't even look like something that's going to benefit us. It looks like you threw a dog a bone on your way out the door. And I said, well, we're going to have to see. Now, what we noticed was it was really pretty much nothing, right? Like, so it wasn't really something that turned the tide of what we faced. So my skepticism in the beginning showed me that I was correct. Now, I will say this, just because Jay-Z raps does not put him beyond reproach. Right. This is the thing that people forgot. People was acting like we was questioning the very word of God. Like, man, brothers make me say, I'm like, whoa. And I said this before. Why don't black people question everything?
You absolutely should.
We should be questioning everything.
We've been duped enough time.
We've been lied to. Everything they've ever told us about us, in particular our history or our status in this country, has been a lie.
Absolutely.
So even if they get another black person to come and say, no, it's okay, y'all. Once again, we know, sit your ass down. We ain't listening to you either.
Well, that's all this is to me. Because regardless of, and I didn't even really care for his response. He's like, wait, something to the effect of, I can count how many people I kept out of prison last year. Can you? So, something to that
Yeah,
effect.
that was the thing. Yeah, today.
Can you count how many lives you affected when you were selling crack?
What you said,
right?
what you talk about in your lyrics.
Right. So can you count those people too? Right? You know what I'm saying? So get out of here. You ain't gonna get off your high horse, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, you don't get a pass from me. I don't give a fuck. Excuse me.
No, you cannot give a fuck on Outlaw Radio. Well, look, the opinions expressed on Outlaw Radio are solely those of the motherfucker that said it.
Right.
So know who to be mad at, right? But and my brother Wayne says he's using us to get the bag, and you have to have a clear agenda.
Come on, man.
Well, once again, here's America. Here's black people in America with idol worship. Once again, we allow Barack to come through the door and say, number one, there will be no plan for reparations. I'm not even approaching it. Number two,
don't even talk to me about
there
it.
won't be a black agenda.
Why wasn't everybody on his ass when he said that?
Hey,
I've asked this question.
You know what I'm saying?
Because we was like, he could win. We'll have our first black.
He said there'll be no black agenda. He said that. And then he disavowed himself from Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yeah.
And we still was like, fuck that.
And what's the other dude? Jeremiah Wright?
Jeremiah Wright as well.
Mm-hmm.
We still was like, take me to the king. Right? Jesse Jackson said, I want to cut his balls.
Yeah, because
this mic on?
Right.
Goddamn. Then he cried at the election like I never did get to cut his balls off. Right? You that sad. Yeah, boy. So yeah, man. Wayne Richard said, "Speak on it, Jason." He like the preacher, right? Yeah, Jason popped that preacher on your ass, and he came down and he looked up and he said, "Sabbath."
You do that real
well.
well.
I know, man. I've been in church.
I think it's a calling on your life.
Whoa, and so we're going to get a few more people in here.
Put some on my spirit, right?
We got to pass something around. We got to do some retrospective around this camp. But yeah, man. So I said, I think the day when black people question everything is a beautiful day. I think right now, if you're famous and you come out and you say, I'm gonna do this with them, we should say, man, that's some bullshit.
Right.
We should say that.
Yeah, we should.
Instead of saying, well, just tell us what you need from us. Right? Okay, go buy an album.
Right.
First of all, keep downloading music. Second of all, because I do own Tidal, right? Like, which is all good. Which is all good for a black man to get in control and own a streaming service. That's fine. But stop putting this dude on a pedestal like he can't be questioned. And stop assuming every time somebody questions you, they're hating on you.
I think if you do something, if you plan on doing something good, just do it. You ain't got to talk about it. You ain't got to talk about no deals you make. You ain't got to talk about nothing. You ain't got to make nothing public. Just do your good.
He one got in front of
I know. I'm just saying. That's all. I'm just saying. This is how we should be. You know what I mean? But it's the thing is, you know what I'm saying? We caught up in the ego. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we all caught up in the ego. We want people to know what we're doing here. We want people to know what we're doing here. Look at me. Look at me.
Props.
Look at me. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But then they said he got Jermaine Dupri backpedaling down south. But see, people don't realize when the Super Bowl was in Atlanta, there was a real kick up about the Colin Kaepernick thing. And Jermaine Dupri is kind of integral when it comes to Atlanta and hip hop. So he was like the spokesperson. Now, did Jay tell him to not do no deal with him?
He says no.
He says he did. He said Jay just cautioned him and said it's a lot going on with them, but he didn't. I mean, it's all backpedaling.
He said, y'all hold on.
Right.
Let me do this first.
Right. So
let me get this.
It's that kind of fallout we get. But once again, Colin Kaepernick has no team. And here's the thing that really pissed me off. If I felt any kind of way about this situation, and I look at this like rich people problems anyways. I mean, Jay got a couple more dollars than me, right?
A little bit.
A couple more dollars.
One or two.
Right, I mean, I ain't that far off of them. I'm like 6 platinum albums, as soon as I do that.
Platinum albums, 20 years.
But why we
streaming network?
About 10 good summers.
I'm going to catch you. I'm on your heels, Jay.
We got to call Shaq out for doing the same thing.
Right, but Shaq is with Papa John.
Shaq did the Papa John things and then told black people to get over it, right? Because you signed the contract with Papa John.
The misstep Jay made, and I'm gonna be honest with you, his biggest misstep is when he said, and I understood the context. We rarely discuss context. We quote people all the time, but the context in which something is used is very important.
Mm-hmm.
In the context when he says, "Well, we're past that. It's time to do something. It's time to take action." What he forgot was, we ain't over it, Jay. I ain't over Colin not having a job. I'm not over still senseless police murders and police law enforcement.
I think it was just basically talking about the protest period.
I'd love to hear what sort of action.
Now let's make something happen.
Well, I don't know how Black America can ever stop protesting America. Like, At the same time you saying this, bro,
working on
it's a situation going on in a city that you don't even know about, where a little kid right now is dealing with a drug-infected mother or father, and they're growing up in these communities and they're constantly traumatized.
Or corrupt
in Chicago, while you was getting over it, like 70 people got shot. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But we over it. Right. Do it sound like we over it?
That's what I say. I don't think he was talking about we over this bullshit that's going on.
Well, I don't know how
and that you say context. You say speaking in context. I don't think he meant that in context.
What are we over?
What I'm saying. You know what I mean? The protest.
So in what context?
You know what I mean? Like it's time to move on now. Okay, now look. If I drop my phone, bow, break it.
Right.
Okay, fine. Now I'm pissed off, but I got to get over that. Now the next thing to do is go get a phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. So it's like, what to do now?
So,
you know what we do now?
But the example that you use,
it ain't saying that it's all bad, man. I mean, there ain't nobody saying that what they doing is bad. Ain't nobody saying it's wrong. You just saying like, okay, now we need to put our mindsets into what do we do now?
But this proverbial phone that you're talking about has been breaking for 400 years. Like this is a long phone breaking process, right? So this phone is taking a long time to break. So what happened? What changed from the time we was marching in the street holding hands, asking for justice and jobs?
I mean, you on me like you asking me like I'm the motherfucker.
No, I'm just saying because in your imagination, as you can imagine what Jay is talking about.
But you bringing all that stuff up like I'm saying something bad against. I'm speaking against all that. I'm not. Like I said, I'm just saying, like I said, I don't think he was speaking in that context.
And I'm asking what
he said context. I don't think he was speaking in that context. I just thought he was speaking about in the context of, look, let's get over the kneeling now. You know what I'm saying? Not the meaning of the kneeling. Let's get over the kneeling. What do we do now?
Right.
You know what I mean? We got an opportunity. You know what I'm saying? To try to make something happen. What do we do now?
And you know what? And somebody should ask.
Let's focus the energy on that.
Somebody should ask.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
My only disagreement with you, brother, would be this. And I love the way you simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
But some things don't match up. Okay. And I said that to say this. We're not talking about a broken cell phone. Mm-hmm. We're talking about a broken neck. Hold on. We're talking about a broken neck. Now this is not a phone that's getting taken out of context. I just said a problem happened and you figure out how to move past it. This ain't even
that was the context I was talking about. What I'm saying,
you brought
no. See what happened is you just brought the phone up in comparison with Garner there.
Context.
No. The context when I put the phone in was saying like, look, a problem happened. Right. You have a problem that happens to you. Your frame of mind should be, what do I do now?
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Don't compare the phone with Gardner. I ain't doing none of that shit.
Look, leave the phone alone. Leave the phone alone, right? Okay.
It's still
He's sensitive about his phone.
A phone was broken. This is still happening.
But how can we fix it? Why keep thinking about the phone breaking? Why keep thinking about
because it's still breaking?
Why keep thinking about the problems? Let's figure out what can we do.
Even in context of what Jay is saying.
Why can't we figure out what we can do?
That's
what I'm saying.
Jay-Z should be doing that.
Listen. Leave the phone alone.
He's given a position to do that.
Let's look strictly at his statement. If that is the context he was utilizing it in.
If it is.
What I'm saying to you is that you're not getting over Philando Castile. You're not getting over Daryl Gardner.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think he meant in that context.
Well, he shouldn't have used it.
But then I ask you, what did he mean?
Well, he shouldn't have said it then.
And I said what I think.
And then we addressed that, and then you didn't like that.
Let me go to the people. Because I say it's
I don't lie.
So So it says, Aaron Brown said we all have different opinions.
Absolutely.
Let's not let our opinions divide us.
No.
Zelenine said oppression ain't a phone.
Right.
What do you do when I can't get a phone? And Wayne Richards said the message should be clear. And Jay-Z wasn't clear. He was basically it lacked transparency. I like that.
Any information.
I like that. And all of it really is opinion.
Right.
For sure.
You know
that's what we're here to do. Yeah, that's what we're here to do.
Right.
When you start telling me what you're saying is fact, then that'll be something different. But I
never said nothing was fact.
No, I said if you do, my brother.
Oh no, I can't speak in fact.
You got something for me? A cookie or something, man.
Woosah.
You no longer play football. Come on.
Wait, and you just introduced us as the guru.
Right, he's the medicine man. Right?
You got it. Y'all taking what I'm saying out of context, and I'm trying to correct you. But then, as I'm trying to correct you, y'all speaking over.
Right.
You dig what I'm saying? I can't let you go on and keep speaking out of context of what I'm saying.
That word context is a motherfucker.
Yeah,
like it's easy to take out of context, right?
Yeah. You gotta be a bad dude to piss a medicine man off. Like I'm just saying, like that's like you making a nurse nun cuss you out.
Hey, check this out. Anybody that sees me on here that know me, they'll know that wasn't me upset. Right. You dig what I'm saying?
We've seen that shit before.
It's y'all just seeing me talk now. You know what I'm saying?
What don't say
you wouldn't like me when I'm
God damn Dolomite.
If you ever notice, that's the only time I ever will, you know what I'm saying, start talking louder is when you starting to get okay, now y'all taking me wrong now. Or you pushing me out to be wrong, taking my words out.
And Jason understands.
It's your fault. It's your fault. Y'all made me talk loud. Y'all did it.
Hip Hop Week in Milwaukee, baby. Wave a flag for peace, man. God damn Dolomite. But I'm excited about the Dolomite. I'm excited about that some more news.
Eddie gonna do that.
I think that's gonna be beautiful, man. I think that's gonna
Eddie is a reincarnated Dolomite.
You think so?
I think so, man. He fit that part.
He's gonna reincarnate himself into that role.
Eddie's just one of the funniest dudes ever in the history of black people.
That perfect, man. Like I can't think of a comedian that probably would have been better doing it.
And I hope it's as good as the chicken sandwich. But I'm telling you, it's a part in that trailer when he does one of them Dolomite fight scenes, and he look at the director and say, "Was it as good as Shaft?" And he smiles at him, and then he turns, and he got this big old cool. I watched that shit like
that Eddie Murphy smile. That buckwheat smile.
It's so funny, man. I said, man, I can't wait till this shit comes out, man. So I'm looking for that. What else happened last week, man? We got the chicken sandwich. We had Jay. And then this is a hip-hop argument. So I don't know. I don't need – do I need to go snob for this or what? Like, I don't know. Usually my brothers will tell me, well, do the hip-hop snob. Here's my deal, right? Lord Jamar – I don't know if y'all like me. I'm like a real YouTube dude. I actually watch more YouTube than I watch regular TV.
I can see that.
Right? Just because I'm just the interviews and just finding just like really digging in the archives. And Lord Jamar, who's on Vlad TV a lot, and Vlad is the biggest dude doing this shit with YouTube, trust me. So his interviews, he has all these different interviews. And Lord Jamar is a rapper from Brand Nubians, from the golden age, man, from the boom bap legendary group, classic music, Grand Poobah, him and Sadat X. I was a big-time Brand Nubians fan. If you don't know him, Bunks jump up to get beat down, that kind of thing. That was Brand Nubians. Mm-hmm. So, he's been very critical, and he's a 5%. So shout out to the guys in Earth. I know I got a thing with the guys in Earth. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So I appreciate the 5%.
Yes, sir. I appreciate them all.
But he has this thing where he criticizes Eminem all the time. And he's always saying how Eminem, people say he's the GOAT. But Lord Jamar's thing is like real dudes, like real black dudes don't bump Eminem. Like you ride in the hood, you in the hood, nobody rides up bumping Eminem, right? Like in our clubs, they don't bump Eminem. So he says, well, he gets a lot of, because he's white privilege and this kind of thing, he does not really, he says that Eminem is a great lyricist. You can't take Eminem's talent away from him, of course. But he's just saying in terms of the greatest of all times in the rap game, lyrically, hip-hop-wise, sonically, Eminem is not, for us, like black people don't look at Eminem like that.
He don't talk about our issues. He talk about how he came up. He talk about the shit he went through. You know what I mean? Like he talk about his drugged out mother and all that type shit.
It just never resonates.
His baby mama, you know what I mean, that cheated on him his whole life.
Right.
But wouldn't he be more whack to be talking about our shit and not be one of us? Like, ain't he supposed to talk about his white boy world, right?
But I'm just saying that's why we don't.
Yeah, no, and I agree.
Like, we can't relate to what he talk about. Really.
So my question then is that what are the GOAT requirements? Are the GOAT requirements that you get bumped in the hood in the cars? Are they playing your music in the club? Do that make you the GOAT? Because then we got to start talking about is Luke Campbell the GOAT, right?
Well, who said that?
Yeah, because I'm just saying, if we just want to talk about, because Luke, let me tell you, Luke dominated some shit for a few summers. And so,
Dookie Brown.
Do you know the song?
Yeah, you don't gotta get like that.
You wasn't down south by your. So I'm just saying.
I don't have a chicken sandwich, Jay.
Listen, it was a summer or two where the Beastie Boys, people was bumping the Beastie Boys. So that make them the GOAT. Like, so the argument that you are. I hate to say. Go ahead.
But then the context of the conversation of hip hop, right? We talk about who's what, and a lot of us, as far as hip hop goes, we like to classify and put people in certain. Is the Beastie Boys in one of my top 20 rap groups of all time? No, for me, no. Some people might say you crazy.
They broke some record sales.
Oh, they sold a lot of records in the beginning. That one hip hop, and then they totally left hip hop.
I agree. I agree.
So now did they have a run? Yes, they did.
I think they sold a lot of records because it was a lot of white people that was buying it.
Well, that's what Jamar,
a lot of white people buys Jay-Z too. A lot of white people.
But I mean, what I'm saying is like back then, black people bought CDs, but then like them being white, I bet you a whole lot more white people.
Well, you know how many white NWA fans there is? Damn, that hurt my ear.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, since they're white already, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they buy 2-3 of them motherfuckers.
But so Jamar,
white people buy all the hip hop.
Jamar and Nick Cannon has chimed in on it as well and said, well, white kids buying hip hop is what just kind of drove the machine in the first place.
That's what hip hop is.
So yeah. So we can't our what we like in hip hop can't be the same as theirs, right? Because it's totally different.
Right.
I will say this: Eminem's not in my top 5. He's not in my top 10, right? But it's not just because he's white. It's not for me. It's not because when I listen to Eminem, I don't hear the core sound that I like to hear. This is me.
Yes, sir. Makes sense.
There's a certain kind of core, a bass to the mixture that I like to hear with my hip hop artists. Like you just talked about Devin the Dude.
Mm-hmm.
Devin the Dude is a phenomenal rapper who has a catalog out of this world.
Absolutely.
He is ridiculously talented. Some of the greatest rap music you've ever heard. And it's along the same lines as what Eminem talks about. Because all Devin talks about is smoking weed and drinking and messing with women, right?
Mm-hmm.
No aggressiveness, that's what all album. We had an album called Waiting to Inhale.
From a brother's perspective.
Yeah, right. But he has sold probably a third of the records. But you know what they call Devin? Your favorite rapper's favorite rapper. Because all dudes who know hip hop say Devin the Dude, man. Devin is cold. Devin was Drake before Drake because Devin can sing.
Yeah, he used to sing back then with the eyes.
He's always sang and rap too. So
he did on the show.
Got off too. Didn't he produce too?
He stopped. Eventually, he got to the point, but his producer Blind Rob and all. See, I was just ridiculous rap a lot, hip hop, just into that movement.
Yeah,
so
I thought I remember hearing him about him producing.
His latest album, since he's off Rap a Lot, he probably does. You ain't on Rap a Lot no more. You don't have N.O. Joe. You don't have Beto. You don't have those. You don't have those producers anymore. So yeah, you got to come up with better Pat O'Neal.
They was hard too.
And let me tell you, and he can, right?
Oh yeah. He can do all that.
He really can, right?
So yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. So when we look at rap, and you say, okay, well, if that's the case, then why is Devin not nowhere near as big as M? And people say Eminem a rap, Devin a rapper. Not really though, because Devin he stays in his lane. Like he's not going to battle rap.
So let's turn that around. He's not a battle rapper. But let's turn that around and let's take Eminem and he's not white. Let's make him a brother, right? With those same sort of mic skills, right? The same sort of battle rap skills, the same sort of lyrics, right? Different subject matter. He's not going to talk rap about incest and so on and so forth. Right. Let's give that. But make him black. Is he not then the coldest? Like because you just said not because he's white, and I would challenge that a little bit. I think because I've talked to you about other hip hop artists and asked you, well, why don't I don't even listen to that because I don't like what I'm saying, this or that. You know what I mean? So I know that to be true, right?
Fuck you. Yeah. Telling my shit on the air.
Well, I didn't really.
This is it, right? Outside of Paul Wall, there's no authentic white rapper.
So, right, you had your mind made up regardless before you hear it.
But I will say this. If Eminem's black, he's not Eminem. He won't get his status. He won't get there.
If he has those same type of mic skills, and you're not able to use his color against him.
But it's a million rappers better than him that are black that have not even gotten close to where he's at.
Let me tell you, and listen, download your music on YouTube or some people so we can hear you, because I don't know a million cats that's colder than him lyrically.
I can go through the game. Like you look at Cool G rap. Cool G rap.
I didn't like Cool G.
You don't.
Yeah,
you don't. You told me, just like I said about
yes,
you told my shit.
Yes, sir.
You telling all my shit. I'm telling yours too. You know what I'm saying?
I say
that's the only brother I've ever met that don't like Cool G rap.
I didn't like Cool G rap.
But
the lisp and the life. Right.
Yeah. G rap is a phenomenal rapper.
True.
Flow wise, crazy.
True.
Stop, blow you away.
Same flow.
I don't think. No, not really.
Same flow.
No, I've heard him flip it. But if you get more familiar with his catalog, if you talk about Streets of New York, if you talk about back in the days, Road to the Riches, there's differences. There's You know, Coogee Rap is with Nas and all these dudes live from the barbecue, all that shit. That Coogee Rap's there. So I'm saying, I think toe to toe, if they got on the stage and you just said rhyme, I think G Rap could get with Eminem. But now he ain't sold a quarter of the records that Eminem has. You even take Rakim.
Was G Rap a battle rapper?
Now Rakim is a better example. Rakim is a much better example.
So I'm glad you with me. Rakim is if you walk up to me and say Eminem can rap better than Rakim, I'll punch you in your face.
No, but
that's how serious I am about it. No rapper is Rakim.
And I would agree with that. But again, when you're talking versatility,
hasn't sold nowhere near as no versatility from what's my song? You talk about from Microphone Theme to the song.
With the
I want to know what's on your mind. I want to know what's on your mind. Or Mahogany. You think now that's a whole different Rakim. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that's why that much didn't sell that much, right? After Rakim 2 or 3 albums in a row, like he still was releasing music. So and you're right, and he did change his style, and those record sales stopped selling.
He didn't.
It wouldn't be Eminem's fault that Rakim stopped selling.
No, he didn't. Actually, what happened with Eric B and Rakim is they were platinum to the end. They never had an unsuccessful album.
Eric B and Rakim,
right? No. So what happened to them was Rock just didn't make music, and music changed. But when Dre comes and gets you and says, "No, move out here. You're on Aftermath." Rakim said he stopped messing with Dre because he didn't want to be a gangster rapper. And Dre didn't wanted him to be gangster. So he was like, nah.
Dre was telling him how to get that money.
Right. Well, he still get money because it's show money.
And you know, Rakim was them kind of niggas too. You know what I mean? Only thing was he had some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? He had knowledge himself.
I ain't got nothing negative to say, no misconstrued. Rakim was like
keep it in context, guys.
God MC, right?
You say that word on here, everybody go to cuss. Say context. Say, God damn, I don't say that shit. But no, so
they misquoted me in my own.
So when I said a million other brothers, I mean, of course it's not a million. But I mean, you look at somebody like E40. E40 is a phenomenal MC.
You had one style, right?
Nah, but you got to listen to the catalog. Listen, I could play Help Me with E40 talking about the need to get some kind of spiritual retribution, and then do $1 Million Spot with him and Tupac. Same E40, totally different style, totally different cadence. Totally different set of emotions. So if that's the case, then you said Tupac only had one style.
Tupac did have one style.
Tupac had many different styles.
He could rap in many different speeds to many different beats. But if whether or not it was Tupac reciting the lyrics or not, somebody else could be doing it. You could damn near say who wrote it, right? So
you telling me Eminem is versatile? He has more than that style that he uses? Because I've never really heard him do anything other than what he does either. And what nowadays, everybody want to talk like they got something to say, but nothing come out with them. Right. That's the same Eminem shit.
Okay, so and here's the thing: I don't want to be a pro Eminem type motherfucker. Like I don't want to stand up here like pro. Let me tell you, as a lyricist, I give it up. Right. That's all. And I'm not gonna take it away. And you call me the militant one, right? I'll be the last one. I hate it, right? But it's real.
Right. Brother Jay, let me tell you something. Brother Jay from X-Clan was a phenomenal MC. Everything you could ever style, voice, cadence, pitch, pace, everything.
No pushback.
But Brother Jay has sold 1/4 of the records that Eminem has. A lot of people now they say, well, if you ask the kids now, they don't even know who Lord Jamar is. But for my generation, we do. So if you ask them,
he probably ain't even sold a 4.
Ask them about Brother Jay, they damn sure gonna say who. If I say X-Clan, what was that? Y'all seen the movie? No, you didn't. Right. I'm talking about the group.
I think X-Clan was really only out there for about 2-3
But they had a 3-album run, and then they ran into some internal issues.
Record sales have absolutely zero to do with your mic skills.
Right. But even
there's so many other variables that determine how long your career is. Than just how good you are on the mic.
So would you
I don't know. I think record sales do matter.
So first of all,
as far as longevity, I think record sales do matter as far as longevity.
As far as where you gonna live,
I said record as far as longevity, yes. But what I said was your record sales don't have anything
shout out to Wayne
Richards. How good, right?
Shout out to Wayne Richards. He said Big Daddy Kane all day, every day. For me. For me,
Big Daddy,
you know what I'm saying? Stop it. KRS One.
So whenever I talk about,
you just clowning,
right? No, whenever I talk about Eminem, right, and I give him those type of problems. Let me tell you, I don't listen to the pill popping songs or the incest song. I ain't talking about those. When I hear Eminem, and usually it's a battle rap, right? Mm-hmm. So when I talk about him in that favor, I'm talking about battle rap. So when you start kicking up cats like KRS One, Yeah, now you getting into it with some people that really could overshadow him at his own game.
Okay, well, thank you.
KRS One, absolutely. Maybe even L, right? You know what I'm saying? When it comes to
battle rap, I'm off L.
You don't like L, right?
I'm lukewarm with L. Like
I like B.O.B.
I don't.
I like B.O.B. I do. I like his content matter. You know what I'm saying? I think he got a fire flow. I ain't saying he one of the best, but you know what I'm saying?
I get you. I mean,
yeah,
we all like. Look, I like J. Cole,
Q,
right?
Man, when you talking about battle, right? You Q, right? So these cats, right? When you talking about that,
right? See, now you pushing them further and further away from that top 10.
Oh, okay.
When you start too short, goddamn it. Shit,
man,
the Ghetto. Eminem doesn't have a song that is nowhere as deep as the Ghetto.
And nor is he capable.
And he can't do it.
Not right. He's not capable of making this.
He can't do it.
I tell you who can. Paul Wall, baby. Hey. Paul Wall can get on that, man. Paul Wall, I'm telling you, man. I listened to Paul Wall in an interview. I said,
man, Paul Wall rich in all this song.
Right.
You can't do the Ghetto.
Paul Wall is from the. Listen, he's authentic. As a white person, for me, if I'm gonna say, because I was even a third base fan for a minute when I was young. And then I started listening.
Giving people the gas face?
Yeah, I was on that, right? I was in the cactus type shit, right? I was into that shit. Yeah. So what happened for me was I started finding out that a lot of the things that Serch was saying he was saying what the 5%ers were saying.
Yeah.
But he's a Jew. Yeah. He's a Jew. So I said, hey, yeah, back up. Let him take it alone. I just left it alone. And I walked off on him. And that's the thing, more often than not, with me, with white rappers.
Maybe he was leading
they just don't understand us. You can hang around us, but if you ain't one of us, and see, this is my thing. We get too energized about giving somebody a ghetto pass. Right? Oh, that white boy cool. He stamped. He official. According to who? You?
Right.
Who the fuck did you meet with?
Right.
Like, so I'm saying it goes down to my original statement, which
the delegation didn't travel.
Right. No, man. Nobody agreed on that, man. Come on, man. You just used to get dropped off from work by dudes, so you like them. But once again, nobody can answer the question that I always ask. When has us teaming up with them ever worked for us? I'm sorry. Look at your white friend and say, neighbor, get the fuck out of my house. I'm just saying, man. And it's cool. I know some white dudes is just like, whatever, dude, man, Kev, I don't have those issues, man. Like, I think you're good. I think Jason's cool as fuck. Kamar's cool, man. I bought some herbs from him. I think you guys are great, man. I just don't understand. Right? That's the key. You don't understand.
But he knows. He just told you he didn't understand.
Right.
So I have less of a problem with those type of people than one who tries to, what's up?
Right.
What's
up, bro?
You trying to take on my culture. Listen, it's okay. Like country music. That's all right.
Man,
you know what I'm saying?
Old Town Road.
Be who you are. It's when you start trying to assimilate and take on my behaviors and my walk and I got more of a problem with that. Right. Be who you are.
We're running down the weekend. You brothers jump in if y'all got something y'all want to add to it, please, by all means. Mm-hmm. But we did a show called Losing My Religion last Thursday night. Mm-hmm. And I hope people got to see it. It was a long show because the crew got off, and I just said, fuck it, let them go. On the real. And that's why Brownies will be forever banned from the studio.
We was all over the place. We was all over the place.
Like, you see how
y'all got to go back and catch that one.
Brownies and shit.
Yeah, we was all over the place.
No more sweets in the studio, right? But no, the conversation was about us having a kind of like a rebirth of our understanding and saying, you know what, it's cool for me as a black person now to accept that I've been lied to a lot and I've been led astray. And that's what that whole little speech Malcolm did about you've been led astray and what is it, hoodwinked and all.
Bamboozled.
But that's all. And what he was trying to tell you is everything they told you is a lie.
Been lied to.
And it makes you uncomfortable to hear me say that to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you feel bad. It makes you feel nervous to say, hey man, why is he telling me what I was taught was a lie? Because it was.
Right.
And it hurts. So it's like when somebody try to tell you your girl cheating on you. Say, no, man, she wouldn't do that to me, dog. That girl loved me, man.
No, I don't want to see those pictures.
Right, no.
I don't want to see the pictures.
Turn Facebook off.
Them Photoshop.
That ain't her.
Right. She ain't saying, hey, baby, you love me. It ain't her, man. I don't care. I'm just saying the truth hurts, man. And I think we have to operate on the plane, man. As black people right now, we should. You know what? People say this is another thing they got away with Obama when they said he ain't just y'all president. Who y'all think you is? We should have said, motherfucker, we black people.
And he's not our president because he ain't working in our interest.
He ain't helping us.
He's working in your interest.
And he wouldn't have went against it either.
No.
Right.
He sure wouldn't. He wouldn't have been like, black people, I'm with you. I'm with you.
He wouldn't have did none of that.
Like, first of all, I think we're all equal.
We're all
right. We're all Americans.
I was just telling Michelle the other day.
right. Oh, you're doing pretty good Obama.
Good with Obama. I'm tight with that shit, son. Good with the Obama impression, man.
But I do want to give a shout out, man, because I go hard on some of the politicians, man, when they be running around here cooning and whatnot, man. So
you do.
Khalif Rainey, man, I gotta give a shout out, man. He did his thing. He represented, like, again, it wasn't no cooning. People called it what it was, and we still was able to come together and have a good time, man.
Cool.
Plus the rave, the building. I'm telling you, like, I haven't been there since it was the Eagles Club, right?
Right.
Listen, that is a fantastic facility.
Did they fix it? Because it used to be the most horrible venue.
It's so
in the concrete basement.
Listen, it's off the chain. If you have a chance to go get in there and check it out, do that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Khalif, come on the show, brother.
Hey, I wish.
Come on, let's see if we can set that up. I'm gonna help my people call your people.
Right. Khalif, I think it's time you go on the Breakfast Club. You go on Outlaw Radio. You go down there and you listen to some Al Green.
That's it. Sing it if you can.
Shout out to Wayne. He said, great show Thursday. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate the support.
Yes,
he said they got to hear the truth, like it or not.
Hey,
like it or
ain't no other way to look at it, bro.
So 3 things you can hide. You
Sometimes
can't hide
like
sun, the moon, and the truth.
Hey.
What else we got? What else happened last week? David Clark, he showed his ugly face.
Go away.
I thought he was gone.
Will you just please go away?
I thought he was done.
I'm sorry, brother.
No, it's all good. Hey, look, every time, I know y'all ain't going to remember this, right? I know nobody will except for the cats who was on the show when we first started. I used to always have to write a show description. On Blog Talk, you got to write a show description when you promote your show.
Okay.
So at the end of every show description, I used to always put, why is Sheriff Clark wearing that dumbass hat? And nobody got it until one day Bear Meat was reading and he said, dog, why do you put that shit every week? And I'm like, because nobody answers me. But guess what he got on his interview? Another one of them dumbass hats.
One of them dumbass hats.
Right, so he's on there talking about multiculturalism is bad. Like, dude, you still on that shit? He wants, basically what he's like you need to assimilate. Black people need to get over the bullshit and just be Americans because this is the greatest country ever. And all this bullshit.
And quoted the Bible, right? Because the Lord that I serve has forgiven me. So I feel that I need to give the same forgiveness to all white people for slavery. And I forgive white people. Listen. Cool.
Right. Don't like to call other black people that, but
I don't like to either, but it's
the
necessary.
Shoe fits, buy a matching purse, baby. Walk it out. You go, girl.
With a matching hat.
Right, man. And then we laughed because Bishop Daniels, Cedric Daniels tried to go in Best Buy up here and buy 21 iPads, but he want all of them price matched. Mm-hmm. And Best Buy was like, get your ass out here. And somebody had the idea, let's make this a racial thing.
Yeah, right. Because he's real radical, right? He gets out on all the political and all the racial issues and supports his people in his community. No, you don't.
And if it was a racial thing, he failed because he went back the next day, just took 20 people with him.
And paid them cash.
And they all bought an iPad.
If you going to buy yours, you pay for yours. You pay for yours. Here, you pay for yours.
Is that where we at in this country? As people of color, as black men, no, I'm going to make you let me spend my money with you. What do you mean you won't take my money?
And that's the race card right there, right? Because it was race until you get to go back the next day and get what you want.
Right.
Then you don't have no problem with
From
that.
the same store.
Right.
If you was that pissed, you shouldn't even went. I would have been like, fuck Best Buy.
Circuit City,
right?
You know what I mean? Something.
It's no, but yeah.
So
Leroy got him. I don't know if you can't get
they
Leroy.
can give me a bad look and I'll turn around.
Because that's what you got. You'll spend it. That's spending power.
You know what I'm saying?
What did they used to say back in the days? You used to go in the store and it had a sign that said no shirt, no shoes, no service. Right? And you'll see that shit now. But now they just be like, no guns, right?
Right.
Please don't bring your gun. So, but we did last weekend, I believe, we had a tragic shooting, and a lot of the conversation this week was around gun violence and what should be done. And Trump is already saying, like, as far as what y'all talking about with these universal background checks and all this shit, I'm not really trying to regulate the guns. I just want. I'm not. He said Circuit City, right? He said, "Sir, he did, Wayne." He said Circuit City. This dude right here. He might as well have said Zaire.
Hey, or that. Right?
I got it from Zaire.
Radio Shack.
Peel and puff and shit. So, yeah, man.
Woolworths.
But Trump has said, well, and listen, another role we talk about roles we play on the show, or like who we are. I'm a gun lover. Like, I'm pro-gun as they can be.
Me
like
and my girlfriend.
Man, her and the gun. Just in case her guy come home. But I love guns, man. And I think we should have the right people say, well, why you need an assault rifle? You got 50 shots in it. Because he got one.
Right.
That's why I need one.
And he going in the Walmart.
In the Walmart with it.
Right.
That's why.
Right. I should be able to have something with me, too.
You know what I mean?
Now, the problem is, and nobody understands this, the people who commit gun crimes don't follow the rules anyway.
Yeah, their guns aren't registered.
Right.
They didn't wait.
Anyway.
They didn't wait for the serial numbers are scratched off of theirs, right?
Come on, son.
It's a different thing.
So it's not about regulating legal gun owners, but there should be expanded background checks. If people understand that a lot of arms get to this city, not how white people say they, or the powers that be. I'm sorry, you got a bad habit saying white people.
Oh,
the powers that be.
Shame.
I don't want to hurt Bill.
Shame on you.
He's a guest in the house, man. Which is something else Lord Jamar said about him. He says a guest.
And what was him?
All white people.
What was his response?
Well, it was Royce the 5'9" who came out and defended him. We're gonna get back at
him. Well, he actually dropped bars about that, but go ahead.
We're gonna get back at him. Right, but with the gun epidemic, and we see now, like, there's really a serious issue with guns in this country. And Chris Rock's classic joke is where he said, if you really want to regulate guns, make bullets $50,000 a piece. And he said, you'll notice. He said,
then only rich people are happy. We don't want that.
He said, people will be walking around saying, if I could afford it, I'd blow your motherfucking head off. I'm going to save up 20 years to shoot you.
Yeah, so, when somebody get killed, we'll have another picture of Betty White.
Right. Which, killed him on that. I'm kind of pissed off. But yeah, with the gun thing,
I thought that was extremely clever.
I believe if you don't have any felonies, you don't have any domestic violence, you don't have any pedophilia, even if I have to say it, mental health issues. If you don't have these issues, they should be able to check that. When you go to buy a gun, they should be able to check it. Look, I'm an open book. Go ahead, son. Look at it.
And police should have to be drug tested.
Right. There you go. Once you start putting in regulations.
Let's do it for everybody. Right. Your job don't make you special just because you got a job that you're a cop.
Condolences to everybody who's lost a loved one via gun violence. Like I done lost some people to gun violence myself, so I totally understand it. But I still ain't with that shit about let's ban assault rifles. Don't start banning them when I start getting mine.
Right.
Hell no, you don't. No, my shit's legal.
Everybody else got one.
Yeah, I can't get one now. Right. All of a sudden it's illegal when I get enough money.
Well, their grandfather.
It's a conspiracy on this shit.
Right. No. Let that boy get that gun. So, I love guns. So, but I think there should be a lot of responsibility. I think sane individuals should have guns. I think it should be regulated heavily. And, I really believe that the availability of surplus guns is what creates this situation. Because you have so many that slip through the cracks, right? Because I know some great criminals who got direct ties with somebody who getting a direct feed off of a surplus gun line.
It is a lot of guns that's coming up in stores, but it ain't most of them. Most of them is coming this way. You know what I'm saying? The street way. You know what I mean? Getting leaked through the cracks. Because them the guns where you getting.
So when we talk about guns, let's go to Chicago specifically, because there's some brothers in Chicago that's saying the police is bringing the guns in. There's some brothers in Chicago that's saying they bring crates of guns in and just dump them in the alleys, right? It's for the gangs to come in and find and empower this gang and empower that gang. And I think too many people have said something about it, and there's too many killings and things going on in Chicago for us not to at least investigate that. So let's talk about guns. Let's talk about the LA.
Because them the guns that's committing most of the crime.
Right. So that's where the guns is coming in. You know what I'm saying? National Rifle and Gun Association.
But they are so weakened right now. NRA is really just hanging on, like, and they're jumping ship from like, And that's one of the biggest lobbyists, one of the biggest.
Oh, it used to be.
Yes. This is why the regulation for guns has never come about, because they are such big lobbyists who your favorite senator is getting a check from the NRA, right?
Yeah.
So, but the thing is what about the train that's just left in LA, at the height of the crack epidemic? So what about that? What about this train where brothers just, a train full of Mac 11s?
Well, I'm saying, listen, and you call me a conspiracy theorist, but listen, come on, man. White people conspire. It's been proven.
Sometimes.
A lot of times. A lot. Just every deal, right? Every you talked about it earlier. When has teaming up with them ever benefited us? Now, they always promise that it's going to benefit us because they speak in their native tongue. Lie.
Ooh. Touche, pussycat. But I want to get back on Royce and 5'9's ass for a minute. I'm sorry. I know. How you go from gun control back to Royce? Because Royce always comes out to defend Eminem. And I understand that's your man, 50 grand. Like, he's the reason you're on. I get it. I totally get it, bro. But this is a grown man. You got to let him fight his battles, right? So you saying, you ain't the one who say what's real and da-da-da-da-da. But the reality is, what he's saying is true. There's a lot of truth to what he's saying. We don't really rock with Eminem. We acknowledge Eminem.
Yeah,
we say, M's cold. But hey man, put his CD in.
Because he got that skill. He do got a slick flow. Right. I mean, he got a flow.
Have you ever bought an Eminem album?
No.
Have you?
I haven't bought any album. You know what I'm saying?
Ready for the World was like his last album.
1999.
Right. World Tour T-shirt having ass.
Right. Morris Day in the time.
Ooh, yes. But yeah, man. So Royce always comes to his aid and he says, who is you, Lord Jamar, and all this? You ain't shit. Da, da, da. But bro, you gotta understand, like Jamar got a place, man. The Brand Nubians is official. It's etched in stone. It ain't nothing just because he don't like your mans. Like DMX said, but that's your man. That's your man.
Right.
So yeah, man. Royce need to shut up and let Eminem fight his own battles, man. I understand that's your partner. I ain't mad at you and nothing, bro. Yeah. But when you start trying to get at Lord Jamar, who's somebody who actually does a very good job of speaking for black people, when he's on Vlad, Jamar keeps it 100. It's like Trey D.
I think you're absolutely right. Lord Jamar does, except when it comes to this particular topic, which he takes personally, and I think his views.
Well, I think he trolls with it. Well, I don't think he takes. It's gotten him a lot of money because he got his own podcast.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's a little personal. I don't think it's always, factual as you like to present it. I think it's a lot of ego and opinion in there. He does make some good points, and he is one to be respected. So hats off to that brother.
I ain't gonna disagree with me, but try to do it. I mean, you agree with me, but you try to do it in a classier way and shit. Like he's like, well, what you have to understand that the gentleman means
the English accent. The English accent come out and shit.
Very smart individual, but not quite cultured as he should be. Like this motherfucker goes British on me all the time. I just totally disagree. But yeah, man. Sean Wayne said, thank you. He said, because he got one. That's why I got mine too, right? You're right, man.
That's real. That's real.
It's better to have it than not to need it.
Than need it and not have it. Hello, somebody.
We're going to step on that one, right? Let me see what else we got. We got the chicken sandwich. We got Jay-Z.
So what about the bottled water, man? I've seen a post in the People's News Network, man, about the bottled water in Target and Walmart and Whole Foods containing arsenic and some other cancer-causing materials.
Yeah, they brand.
Right. Now, let me tell you what pisses me off about this, right? Because we got this whole movement going on, right? We want to find a cure for cancer, right? Mm-hmm. We hate cancer. I seen a post came and said, fuck cancer, right? Mm-hmm. If you really want to do away with cancer, the first thing, you don't need to find a cure for it. The first thing you can start getting rid of is the cause.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you really want to get cancer, let's start seeing you go up against big tobacco, right? Which we know causes cancer.
Right.
If you really don't want cancer and you want to get rid of cancer, right?
Go against these chicken sandwiches.
Go against these damn chicken sandwiches, right? So listen, stop playing the game. People understand. If they really wanted to fight cancer, they wouldn't allow a lot. Go after the FDA. You see what I'm saying? Stop it, man. So that type of thing pisses me off because they come with this blood cross ass. Give us money to.
Yeah, the objective is to sell the illness.
Right. But that's exactly what they do, and then bleed you for money for the
so-called cure
that there is none.
Right.
And they're not looking for one because the number one cure is stop the shit that's causing.
That's it.
Right. Well, there's a.
Hey, that's it. That's how you fix it.
Real talk.
That's how you fix all the disease.
Yes.
Stop and with the water,
that's causing it.
Exactly.
And with the water, they're saying that the actual bottles are a problem pollution-wise for the earth. Like, it's the most horrible thing, like in terms of being biodegradable.
Messing up the ocean and yeah.
So
those in the bags, the plastic bags.
Then there's the stories that water sitting in the plastic containers over a long period of time, there's kind of like a toxic effect to the water where it leaches.
They have biodegradable bottles where the bottle actually does disintegrate after so long. So,
but I'm saying
they have that technology.
I even to not employ recycle.
Well, they say that, but the people saying, "We don't drink bottled water. Don't drink it if it's been sitting a long time." But by the time you get that bottle of water from Walmart,
you have no idea.
You don't know how long it's been sitting.
Who knows?
In a hot ass warehouse outside.
And if they thought it could kill you, they would let it sit that long before you get it to make sure your ass dies.
They let this shit through with arsenic.
Things going on right now. Y'all pay attention.
They letting that shit through with arsenic.
So once again, you've been told a lie. It's like them telling you, hey, you can drink soda, just drink diet soda, and then you find out it has aspartame in it.
Yeah. That's gonna fuck your nervous system up.
Same thing with the Impossible Burger. Oh, go ahead. This is meatless. It's the Impossible Burger, Impossible Patty. Then you get it and realize it got a high content of soy and it's highly processed. So it, in essence, is bad for your ass too.
Too, meaning also, as well as, in addition to, with, right?
And see, that's why it's best to go vegetables and fruit and vegetables.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. That's the only way you gonna win. And even still, you gotta be careful.
Now
you gotta start watching. Now you gotta start watching for the GMOs. You know what I mean? And you gotta start watching for the seeds and shit.
You seen them make that damn lettuce or cabbage
in the water. Some liquid in water. Now they got lettuce.
They give you cabbage and lettuce, right?
Now they got a head of lettuce.
And you almost don't know what to eat, man. Listen, this is why a lot of people, most people, have to believe in a most high or a God, because listen, a lot of times, if not, like, what hope? Like, everywhere you turn, they got it tied up, don't they? So you have to believe in a higher power that's gonna come and do something. Now, whether you believe he's invisible and in the sky, or whether he lives in you, that's up to you. But you got to believe in something.
Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, right now it's a great time to be a black man right now for me. Like, because I think this is like a period of enlightenment for us, because we got so much access to real information now. Like, you can find out that what you've been finding out, what you found out wasn't good, it wasn't real, it wasn't valid. Then you can dig a little deeper on it. Whereas back in the days, like, having a book was like having 2 keys of dope, right? What you in here for? Romeo and Juliet and the Catcher in the Rye. That's what they call me with. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a great time to be a black man, dude. And I
love that perspective.
I hope everybody else understands. Like, right now we look for the bad so much. It's so much bad to look at. It's so much negative to focus on.
There's always
we've been conditioned to do that.
But there's solutions to all this shit. Like, you just popped off on the cancer. Okay, if we want to stop what's causing it,
go after the FDA. Go after big tobacco. We have things that we know is giving us cancer.
2 weeks ago, let me see. 2 weeks ago, we started. No, 3 weeks. No, I'm just pointing. I'm doing one of the points where it makes them think it's something there.
Let's do this.
You ain't supposed to react to it, right?
Right. I'm finna grab him this Nature's and turn detox right here.
Way back in the day.
So no, I'm saying 2-3 weeks ago, we started doing the Warrior Report 3 weeks ago a month, and it's about wellness and black wellness. And we wanted to focus on the Nature's Nature herbs and the detox and the vitality capsules and all this kind of stuff. We was like real hard on that. Like, black people are going through an evolution in which we are really seriously monitoring what we're eating. We're trying to eat better
until the chicken sandwich came out.
Goddamn fried chicken sandwich came. Ain't nobody at the gym.
Dang.
Exercise bike is rusting out.
It's some rich white person somewhere going.
Right. Yeah, I got something for that ass.
Got him.
This new chicken.
Yeah,
sandwich.
man. Yeah.
A new chicken
sandwich.
Hey,
man. Nah, not the old chicken sandwich.
Look,
it's moving the blood.
The Lord is the Lord.
It's not the same old. It's a new chicken sandwich.
It's chicken.
Right, it's chicken.
Unless it's new. I don't want new chicken. I want chicken the way God made it. Right. I don't want new chicken.
Nah, you know what? And get you a chicken sandwich because I'm not a party pooper. And sometimes you deserve you a chicken sandwich. You might have just worked 18 hours. And who am I to tell you you can't have a chicken sandwich?
Yeah, do that.
I'm just saying.
Eat a cigarette.
It's very fun. Right, that too. That's what you
make some chitlins.
Hey, come on, ride that train. No, I'm saying. Do what you must.
Yes.
Okay?
Or as thou wilt.
Right?
As Jay-Z would say.
Right. Him and this guy, Alistair. Like, you got a homie named Alistair. I know you on some other shit. You say, this is my guy, Alistair.
You know what I'm saying?
His name Alistair. But no.
Yeah, we finna go to the seance.
I'm just saying, man, like, you can't trust all of these. Like, all of this, a lot of what you get is just not factual. Right? A lot of the information you get is just not factual. And sometimes you do better to avoid shit by saying, you know what, I'm not even gonna pay that no attention, right? Because that don't even sound right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fact that people got mad at Jay, or got mad at anybody who said anything about
mad at anybody who
deal,
got mad.
right? It
look, he got porn popping up.
Who's that? Megan Thee Stallion? What the hell?
My computer's over here losing its mind.
Pornhub just
nah, man,
displaying all your history.
Videos. Right. I'm X videos.
Oh shit!
Right. Delete. X closing.
Don't threaten me with a good time. But now.
You were Bishop Daniel.
I was just mad. Shit, it didn't bring me one. My iPad old as hell. Bishop, you could have hooked me up. But no, my whole thing was we shouldn't question everything, and we should have been mad, about anybody questioning the validity of this deal. But then when it comes to the chicken sandwich in the city going crazy, I just thought it was funny that it just took that for us to just kind of like say, fuck that water bottle. Now it's gonna be a bunch of people. It's good for you because detox gonna be on the rise.
Oh yeah. Y'all finna be sick.
Because there's some people.
I'm telling you that shit ain't real.
Hey, something going on with the chicken. There's something in the chicken, as they say.
Come on back for this detox, y'all. Go to this chicken craze. Come on back for this detox because you need to clean that shit out your body.
Like nature's returns, baby.
Talk about it. Yeah.
What anybody got anything they want to touch before we just did happen over the last week? That was crazy. Where he was like, oh hell no. Besides Al Sharpton dancing in Harlem. With the ladies, like Al looks like a Q-tip or something. Like his head is too big for his body.
Listen, that's one person that looked like he'd have been better off just staying fat.
Hey, somebody was in the comments too, like that ain't him. His head too big. That's Photoshop.
That's one person you just should have stayed fat, right?
He is a living bobblehead.
Bobblehead.
He is a living bobblehead, right? Too bad, Sam. He didn't perm it up. But yeah, man. So I think and the summer's almost over. So we gonna see how things play out. We got 2020 coming.
You took your kids to Six Flags yet?
You know what? I've never been to Six Flags.
You've never?
Never. I'm not. We don't do roller coasters.
Listen,
I ain't been since.
We don't have to go on a roller coaster, but let's take this brother to Six Flags. Like he's been to profit bad for it.
I might not go on a roller coaster. I ain't got the stomach for it no more.
I went to
Kevin Child. Who raised you?
Came from my daddy. Let's take Kevin to Great America because his daddy wasn't shit. Come on, man.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
The context within you used it, brother. Careful with your words around me, Jack. Nah, man. Much appreciation.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Go to our YouTube page. We getting more support, man. My brother shares the show. He don't care.
Man,
I don't care.
And that's
so mean, Jim. Lock me up.
Right.
Throw away the key.
Okay, don't finish that. I ain't scared of it.
In Facebook, right?
Right. It's Facebook jail, y'all. It's Facebook jail. I ain't going. Fuck that. I ain't going. I did that shit. I ain't got no more time to give.
No more time to give away, man.
No more time. I got people to heal. Help heal. You know what I'm saying?
So we won't be back on until Wednesday, unless me and Jason gonna talk because we got some stuff. We got some people that we got to get in here. Like that we said, they're gonna come.
Listen, I spoke with brother Antoine, man. He said, "Let's get it done, man."
Yeah.
So
I gotta get him in.
Looking forward to having Antoine Mack, man. Nostalgic visuals and whatnot, man. That brother's dope. He had a hand in the hip hop thing from Milwaukee. Like he was up there doing this thing, presenting and whatnot. So yeah, brother, look forward to having you on here, man.
Yeah, man, we'll get it together, man. I'm telling you, brother's gonna work it out. Like my boy Willie Hutch say. But it's unfortunately all good things must come to an end. Right. So we're gonna sign off for the night and let y'all finish kicking and doing what y'all was doing. Get ready to go out. You putting on your snakeskin sandals. Right. And you step in the name of love, silk, R. Kelly linen suit. Right.
And some of y'all
R. Kelly. No R. Kelly. No R. Kelly.
Hey, I was in Chicago today. They still playing R. Kelly like they don't care.
Fuck, yeah, but you know who ain't playing R. Kelly? R. Kelly.
Get that boy out. Yeah. So yeah, man. Support us, man. I can't even say I'm humbled by the numbers.
Like, share,
share,
y'all.
The numbers over the past few weeks, man, have been phenomenal. So I appreciate the love. And people walk up to me all the time saying, man, especially if they know me, like, yeah, man, I seen your show and shit.
They don't remember. They be like, Outlaw Radio.
Right. Yeah, people say that too. Be like, yeah, man, don't you?
We love that.
And I'll be like, I don't really. It's because I don't be knowing you. Like, they're like, what? I don't even got Facebook, nigga.
Right.
Fuck out my face. I'm just kidding.
My name is Darnell.
Right, no, man. But we appreciate all that love, man. Help us build this up.
I'm happy with it. Hey, how you doing? All right.
Take my car, man.
Come on.
Yeah. Y'all listen to Health Awareness Coach. And how may I help you?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
How
can I help you?
Facebookers, go over to YouTube, man, and check that out. You know what I'm saying? Do that. Check out the
People's Network.
Yeah, the quality videos, different angles. Go on there, hit like, hit subscribe, man. Check that out.
Subscribe.
And
share.
And join the People's News Network on Facebook. That's my group. Support 3041 North.
Absolutely.
Man, get you a crab bowl. Get you a crab boil and then get you some detox after you eat it all, because you're going to eat the whole pan.
Yeah.
Sound Silhouette, Brother Hatef. Shout out to you, brother.
Outlaw TV Part Episode 2 is coming.
Yeah.
Damn, I got to check the right shit. Here we go. So, yeah, man, it's like I always say, man, when it comes to doing what we do here, whether you think so or not, it's a labor of love, but it's damn sure a labor, right? But it just goes to show that when you think you have something to say, you need to go ahead and say it. Sometimes you got two people, sometimes you got 200. Whether it's a happy meal or a half a meal.
Truth don't change.
And that's too short to quote. Yeah. It's the same thing, baby. That's real.
Hey. Oatmeal better than oatmeal.
All the time. Right? And Jason always say, well, what you always say, I'd rather be a dressed up broke than one of them old ass men saying and shit.
I said, a raggedy ride is better than a dressed up walk.
Right. Shit like that, man. We got to start getting all them little things in.
Little wisdoms.
I say, well, being full is better than being hungry. Believe me, I've tried them both.
Tried them both. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
Little wisdom.
No doubt, man. So shout out to y'all, man. Thanks for watching the show. Yeah. We're going to go into the night and do what we do, close this weekend out, man. I hope you got something out of the show. You got a business, something you want to promote, something you want to do, something you want to say, someplace you want to be. All you got to do is tell me about it. Ain't nobody trying to knock the stuffing out your egg with muffin. We can get together and make it happen, man. Teamwork make the dream work. I'll see y'all Wednesday night.
Yay.
Peace.
That's what's up, man. Great show, fellas.
Good show.
She was good. It's hard for kids to sit still that long, brother.
I'll tell you, she do it with me. She do this thing with me. Everything I do, she be.
She must have got into it because she got up and stood like.
Yeah, okay. When she was watching the thing on the screen,
you gonna let her get that on you? That's what you do. When I'm not around. 141. That ain't bad. You've done better before. That usually goes all the way up though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got a lot of people that catch it on the back end.
Yeah, that was fun.
She ready too. She got them phones.
I thought I clicked the YouTube off.
Look at you. Are we still on? Hey, y'all.
Glad we didn't say nothing bad.
I'm trying to tell you. Roll that shit up, nigga.
What you saying? You out of crack now?
No.